Well, welcome back, and we're going to look at the recipe for this program.
Okay, sounds good.
Which is a sugarless apple pie. It calls for 6 cups of Granny Smith apples, 1 can of frozen apple juice, 12 ounces, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/8 teaspoon of coriander, which is optional, and 2 whole wheat pie crusts. Now for the pie crust, we're going to use 1/2 cup of whole wheat flour, 1 1/2 cup of unbleached flour with the germ, 3/4 cup of soy margarine, 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt, and 2/3 cup of warm water.
Okay.
All right. This
Sugarless apple pie.
Yeah, and this way they get a chance to get the crust and the pie. They're not going to be able to see all of it, so they're going to have to get the book. But what we've done already, Curtis, we've gotten the apples ready.
Now these
are Granny Smith.
Okay.
We've already gotten all the fixings in it because I want to make sure it's cold because it has to be cold in order to go into the pie crust. Okay.
And you got the apple juice in there.
The apple juice in here, and also a little pinch of the coriander is in there as well. Okay, not a lot because it'll make it too. And then of course you have the cornstarch that makes it thick, so it's got a nice thick base to it.
Okay.
Now the reason why we did that is because the pie crust takes about 15 minutes to get ready, and we want to kind of get started with that as well. Now this pie crust, believe it or not, we'll make 2 bottom and a top crusts. So what we're going to do
doesn't look too big though, honey.
Is we're going to just split it in half. Oh, this is a bottom and a top. And I've already gotten, we're going to put our flour on our board here. And we're going to just take one out. And we're going to put it right down here and just get it going.
Now I'll let you do both of these, top and bottom.
Well, you know, I was thinking about what I should have did was giving you one too, so you
No,
could
but
have
I'll
had
just
one
watch
too
you
to
because
work on.
you're better do this than I am. So I'll just watch you this time. Okay?
All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put a piece of this over top of what I already have. And we're going to roll this out. How about that? All right.
So this is the best
Now,
way of rolling out
you
the
know,
dough with the cellophane here.
This is the best way. I mean, this is another way of doing it because it actually will go inside that pan a lot better. Now, I have 2 type. I bought one on one of the shows before, and I got a lot of phone calls, remember?
Yes.
When I made one of these out. And you can hold that down for a hot second. And what we're going to do is just roll this out just enough to get it inside that pan. Now, Curtis, I talked about a margarine. I said a margarine we were using on this show, which is actually a margarine that is, and let me let you can go ahead and talk about that while I'm rolling this out.
Okay.
That's a non-hydrogenated margarine.
Non-hydrogenated and also is non-trans fatty acids. This is called Earth Balance, non-hydrogenated and no trans fatty acids. And you can get this at some of a lot of your major food store chains as well. And some of the health food stores too. There's only a few butters out there that has both non-hydrogenated and also non-trans fatty acids as well. And Earth Balance is one. Smart Balance is another one. So those are top 2 probably. Okay, now this really worked out just fine.
We're going to see.
Now how are you going to put this on in the pie dish here? You want me to help you with this?
No, I can do this.
Oh, you can? Okay.
It's going to be fine. We're going to just flip it.
Oh.
Okay, and it's actually going to sit inside. And this is a soft crust. It's a little bit different. You know, we've done shows and our crusts have not been soft. Okay, they're a little bit harder, and these are going to be more like the kind of apple pies that people are used to.
Are you going to fluke this? That's the term, fluke it or something?
We're going to put the little flukes on the edge.
Yeah, that's the fluke.
You want to make sure that your crust is all around the edges of the pie itself. Okay. Okay. And how are we looking for time?
We're coming down, Bob. You have just a little bit time left. Okay. Not too much, though.
Okay. What I want to say is that what I usually do is just take my fork and I begin, and you can just stick holes in so you can make sure that you don't get the bubble in your pie crust, okay? Okay. And that way it stays like it's supposed to. And I'm not sure if they're going to see, once again, just what I just did a few minutes ago, I'm going to do the top the exact same way. Okay. I'm going to fill it up with my apples, and then I'm going to roll out my top, and I'm going to put my top on top of it. Okay. Okay. And matter of fact, since we have just a hot second,
let's go ahead and pour it in.
Let's go ahead and pour those apples inside.
Okay. Granny Smith. Now, any apples can do, it have to be Granny Smith?
I use Granny Smith because they are an apple that you can actually cook on a stove and they don't break apart. Okay. Your other apples are too soft and they will not act right. So I always use Granny Smith.
So you're going to use any other apple. Don't mention your name.
Most of your apple pies use tart apples. Okay. Okay. And so what you want to do is you want to stay by, because what's going to happen is we're going to put the top crust on. We're going to bake it in the oven at 375 degrees. And you're going to get a chance to see the finished product at the end. So stay by.